really late on the brakes. Not quite though. Whirless. Look at the toe.
Crazy toe. Look at him magnetize onto him. This is so
Aggressive.
Whoa!
Oh yes he is. Here he comes. Up the inside, Nava. Into the lead of the race. No. Oh, he gets the light balloon. Up the inside. He's 3 wide for the lead. They touch. He's going over to the grass. Cheats out of the race. It might be close by the end of the chemistry. No, it's not.
He's going to have DRS. Really swinging the front side, making contact. And level into the enemy. Going outside, rock, and switch back. He's a turn. And the final lap.
Driver. No! They're both going around. Neither of them are getting on the podium. Jesus, down to the bottom. Cut. No, we won't. He's not to win again. Okay, well, let's go to the wall there. Just like Boykin. Fireworks are going off on and off the track. That's the corners of the end. They touch again. A drag race, side by side. And here we go. The photo finish into the line on the outside. On the middle. Trying to get 2 with the vice of 1. Trying to get 3. The vice of 1. He down. 4 in a row. And they're seeing the 6 Hello everybody and welcome to the Vantage One World Championship here in Spain for round number 4 on the season. And for the first time ever, we have a sprint race on our hands. Cars are going to be starting sprint qualifying now. A couple of drivers missing out here today. But all the main championship contenders are here as well. We'll go over the sprint format and everything like that in the lead up to the race. But right now this is just a regular short qualifying session, and both sessions will be short for qualifying here today, as to not run too long on anything like that. So Tyler Fink announcing earlier today that he did unfortunately have to drop out of the V1 Championship due to some, as we see some racing here with V&V, due to some family related issues. Hopefully everything works out for them. We're looking at V&V now, the defending champion, 2-time defending champion, out on track. Let me just go ahead and get this message out here that the stream has started. So a handful of drivers not making it here today. Both Loud Balloon and that guy ZP out for Williams. Let's take a look though, as times are going to slowly start to creep in. We've got some drivers in Sector 1. Butters is out there. Mozzie in his new seat at Red Bull. So we were off last week for Easter Sunday. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. We're back to racing here. Here goes Mozzie. The 6th position currently. Of course, he's just out on track. We'll see what he does here. 1:13.078. Oh, some racing here. ABA, who just joined the server earlier today. And who else is there? Clutch. ABA looks like he didn't get a clean lap in. V&V look for some space. Here's Butters. Blue Brawler goes 2nd fastest. Now in practice, we saw some low 12s by the likes of the Haas drivers. Hot Dog with a 1:13.0. Havoc got invalidated there. He'll have to go again. Swept back on mediums. There's a 1:12.6 from a Juicy in the V car, but only good enough for 6 right now. For Havoc, here comes a Ferrari. also been invalidated. Chief Dinkaroo is in the pits still. It's a shorter qualifying session for the sprint race. Already inside 7 minutes to go, or inside 8 minutes rather. Here is Altum in the Williams. Oh, some dirty air there. I think causing him to slow down a little bit. Here's Mark Propaganda, also a sub-turned full-time driver here in V1. Got a bit of a tow from the car in front. Where does Propaganda go? Good enough for second fastest, about 2/10 off of the car in front. Or rather, the driver ahead of him on the leaderboards. We have Hot Dog in third, Abe in fifth, who was my preseason championship pick, by the way. ABA is 1.5 up. We have another time in. That's V&V going fourth fastest. Here's Butters. He's been invalidated. Prince is in. Chief's on an outlap. He's got some traffic there. Just letting the Red Bull go by. That is not Butters. That is Mozzie in front of him. Oh, there'll be some contact there. Chief's trying to go up the inside. I think Mozzie is trying to finish up a lap here. Doesn't improve. Of course, he lost a lot of time in that final sector. So it looks like the Haas driver's a little bit off pace here today. Havoc probably going to improve here. He's already 2.5 up on his previous lap here. Purple middle sector for Havoc. He's got a car going slowly in front. There's actually the Alpine. Oh my goodness. Could that be impeding there? That's going to be a huge moment of contention. That's ABA. Coming into the pits there. That's going to ruin Havoc's lap. He's going to come into the pits as well. He's probably not too happy with that. Abe. Currently in 7th. 1.5 tenths up on his personal best through Sector 1. Here goes Mozzie. Oh my goodness, a Ferrari in the middle of the track. Was that Chief or was that V&V? That was going to be Chief Dinkaroo there. Now he's trying to get the tow from a V-carb there, or Racing Bull, whatever you want to call him. That was clutch. Juicy, the other V-carb, currently sitting atop the leaderboard. No, that actually was Juicy. He got the tow from as clutch comes across the line. Only good enough for 9th as of now. Butters 15th. We see a bit of a race here as clutch running a little bit wide as to get out of the way of the car from behind. The only driver, and Prince, of course. Only two drivers who have not set a lap just yet. Oh, Abe. A bit of a lawn cutting moment there. Mozzie Boy coming into the pits. Propaganda out there trying to improve. He currently sits in 2nd. He's about a 10.5 off of pole time. Sweatback and Havoc are in the pits. They got to get out soon if they want to get a chance at pole position here for the sprint race, which is 11 laps. Now, important to note, as Propaganda exits the final corner and gets to the line, improves, but not enough to jump into provisional pole for the sprint. Now, for the main Grand Prix, we do give out a extra championship point for pole position and for fastest lap. That will not be the case here for the sprint race. The sprint points are solely earned through the race. The top 6 get World Championship points if you're a long time Vantage driver or fan or anything like that, you will recognize the point system 10-7-5 3-2-1. So top 6 getting points. That's 10-7-5 3-2-1. So 10 points on offer for the sprint. Of course, another 27 if you get fastest lap and pole for the main Grand Prix, and both those qualifyings will be short here. So anything can happen. This could be a big championship turning moment. There is 3 sprint races on the season. The other 2 being Baku and Circuit of the Americas. So a nice little variety of tracks that we're trying out sprints for the first time ever on. Just a bit of a test, just to see how people like it, see if it provides good racing. As Altum is 8/1000ths of a second up on his personal through Sector 2. Can't go any faster here. Out of the final corner. Altum to the line. Does he improve? He does. He jumps to 9th. Ahead of Butters. Ahead of Clutch. Blue Brawler improved. Excuse me. Blue Brawler improves. So quite a tongue twister that was. Here's a line of cars, including VNV, Hot Dog. Who is that behind him? A couple of drivers there. It's a Red Bull. Both Ferraris are here. It's Mozzie. Chief, he's yet to set a lap. He's got a minute to do it. He's going to have one shot at a qualifying lap here for the sprint race. And I think that's going to do it. He went wide, invalidated both laps, did Chief Tankaroo. I think he's just going to try and see what kind of lap he can get here. But if you go wide through that final corner, it invalidates the current lap you're on and the next lap to nullify any advantage you might have gained. A bit controversial here as the Alpines are coming together a little bit. Prince has to get around. He's got to get to the start-finish line before the timer hits 0. Can he do it? He's got 20 seconds. I think he should be just fine. Havoc's out there. He's fastest through the middle sector. Sitting in 12th. 8 seconds off. I don't think he's actually set a proper lap yet. And we have had 3 different race winners through the first 3 rounds of this championship. Qualifying comes to an end. Havoc goes fastest. Provisional pole for Havoc. Juicing propaganda in the pits. Can anyone top that? Hot Dog's fastest through the middle sector. Throws it into the final corner. This looks pretty quick from Hot Dog. Where does he go? Improves. Top of the timing chart. What about VNV? That was Chief, actually. Here goes VNV. He goes to 3rd. Mozzie finishes his lap. Sweatback. Is he getting a tow from Havoc in front of him? No, that's not Havoc. Who was that? Looks like a V-carb. Across the line. Where does Sweatback go? Can he make it a 1-2 for Haas? He goes 4th fastest. So Hot Dog, pole in the sprint, unless Blue Brawler can steal it here. Runs way wide into turn 10. He was slightly up on his personal best. ABA looking to improve here. Only good enough for 14th, as that's going to do it for qualifying. For the sprint, Hot Dog on pole. Reports of rain, by the way, for the Grand Prix itself. And there you see qualifying for the sprint. Chief did not get a lap in. Looks like some controversy as Chief was in the way. But yes, qualifying for the sprint in the books. And there it is, pouring rain, as Elliot joins us in the booth. Sneaking in right as we're about to start the sprint race. Let me share this screen real quick. All right, Elliot, welcome to the booth. You join us. It's a little moist. It's actually kind of pouring right now. So, yeah, gonna be an interesting one for sure. Hot dog on sprint pole, and then we'll have a short qualifying for the Grand Prix. But yeah, first time ever a sprint race in V1. Elliot, what is your take on sprint races? I know it's controversial to say the least.
Most recent format change, splitting up sprint qualifying and regular qualifying. I feel like that made them their own event, which definitely improved it. Yeah, I am personally in favor of sprint races. I've personally been in real life to one sprint race weekend, and that was a fun event to witness to. So I think as a driver, it might be a little annoying, that minimal practice time, but as a spectator and as a fan, it definitely is an improved experience.
Yeah, I think that's why we're trying it out here. I think I agree. I disliked the previous iteration of the sprint races where it set the grid for the main Grand Prix. Kind of, you didn't see the best racing. People were kind of scared to take chances because if you took a chance, you got into an incident. Let's say you qualified 5th, then you're starting on plumb last for the next day. So yeah, it kind of took away from what could have been. But now I think it's a pretty decent separate event. So a short little sprint to the end. It's going to be 11 laps here for this sprint race.
Yeah, I went to the I was there during the old format of qualifying, and it was still fun, especially as a spectator, but anything at F1 is fun when you're in the stands. So I think the new qualifying system is definitely improved on television as well as in the stands, but in general, it's always a fun experience to be at a sprint weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I can only imagine in person. And it is, like you said, it improves the viewing experience solely from a fan standpoint to where, I mean, it's more bang for your buck. It's more racing. You get a whole second race, even if it is a little bit shorter. As the cars are on track now, they're going to be doing their formation lap right now. So hot dog in pouring rain. We've had a couple of people say that rain's not exactly their forte, the Haas drivers specifically. So we're going to see how hectic it can get here, as visibility, as you can see, is quite low.
Yeah, interestingly, even though this visibility is so low, some of the drivers are electing to start on the intermediate compound, while others are starting on that wet compound.
Yeah, actually, it's just Havoc on Inters.
Just Havoc.
Wow, so I think this is either going to be a great strategy call, or he's going to be well down the order here in the sprint.
Yeah, if you're able to look at the radar, it'd be interesting to see when this rain is ending. Because that could be very interesting to debate, because the wets definitely seem like the faster tire in these conditions, even just on the formation lap. Yeah, but if it starts to dry out soon, the inners might come into their own.
They just might. I think the drivers were saying that it was set to be raining all the way through the entire Grand Prix. As you can see, the race strategies suggesting staying on the tire on. Of course, sprint race, no expected stops. If you get damage, might be a little bit of a different story. But
yeah, look at this tire warm up here from Hot Dog, nearly spinning at every straight.
He is full on sliding out there. That's going to be dangerous. You got to be careful with that in these conditions.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting there to see. Note to all the audience members that unlike normal dry weekends, once it's raining out, you do not have to switch tire compounds in the race. So they can do the whole race without pitting. They can do the whole race on wet tires. All the rules are out the window. So it could be interesting for strategy if someone elects to say not pit the whole race. Could they make that work? It's been done in real life before. Can they do it here?
They'll definitely be able to do it in the sprint as Havoc. Look at all these guys are getting really aggressive on the tire warm-ups. So I'm not expecting any pits in the sprint race. However, when we do get to the Grand Prix a little bit later, 33 laps, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how that comes together. But everyone's coming to the grid now. Look at the rain just puddling up.
Puddles is just... Oh, Hot Dog missed his box there. He got reset further back.
So that's going
to be detrimental to him on the start.
How much grip does Havoc have off the line here compared to Hot Dog? We're about to go racing for the first ever sprint in the V1 World Championship. Lights are illuminating. 5 lights, and it's a jump start for Hot Dog. Already a drive-through, a disaster for the pole sitter. We're racing. He gets a good start, but that's only because he jumped the start. And here comes Havoc already up the inside. Those Inters doing magic. into turn one.
Yeah, the intermediate tire is working amazing. You can see Havoc now getting passed by VNV. Everyone's going up. Everyone's passing Havoc. He should have just gone and once he got that jump start, maybe kept some as he's now getting passed by
Hot Dog.
Sweatback.
Yeah, Hot Dog
He's
can't be
on
too
the
happy.
fourth.
Down to fourth, down to
Contact
fifth,
there.
down to sixth. Oh, they're 3 wide. Here goes Propaganda up the inside.
Somehow making it clean 3 wide. I don't know how everyone lived there, especially in these conditions.
They are sliding everywhere. Havoc leads. Oh, someone's off. A couple of cars are off here. It's Hot Dog. And who else was it? Is it Altum? A couple of cars involved. It's hard to tell, actually. All this spray. But Hot Dog, nightmare start to this race. Another car off there. ABA. Oh, contact again. ABA. Oh! He takes out Hot Dog. Hot Dog's off the track. He's not going to be too happy with that one bit.
Yeah, he certainly isn't. First to 15th in the span of half a lap. That has been an all-time disastrous start for Hot Dog there. A disaster class, if some will, as we see Havoc in first, getting a little squirrely there at the exit of the Trinultimate corner. We're bringing that back.
And here they come to the penultimate corner, and it's Havoc just in front as they both slide. Oh my goodness. Off the final corner. This is like Formula Drift almost. You can see how sideways they're getting. And here comes VNV with the Slipstream. Who has better grip? Inters versus Wets into turn one. Pretty even. Havoc stays ahead.
Yeah, fairly even. I think once the track starts to get rubbered in, once the dry line starts to form ever so slightly, those inners might start to work out. But it's fairly even now, more than I expected to be. Now, some of these drivers are, if they've done karting, it's going to handle very similar to that, so that might put them at a slight advantage, especially with the slidiness. But we will see as VNV takes the lead over Havoc. The Haas cars saying they weren't good on wet conditions. They're 2 and 3 right now.
Yeah, they're doing really, really well. Hot Dog still has that drive-through. Looks like he actually did serve it, so props to him. He's going to be hoping for a safety car as, oh, a huge snap from both Abe and Blue Brother. These conditions are really catching out these drivers.
Yeah, surprising how we haven't seen more issues here. Not a lot of multi-car incidents, but a lot of slides as we see Altum trying to get around Mozzie, not successful that time. He might be looking to go around the outside here in this hairpin. Electing to stay back.
Bump and run.
Contact.
Bump and run in wet conditions in F1. I don't know how well that's going to work.
Yeah, he got the bump. It seemed like the run ended up working out for him there.
I think Altum has a little bit more pace than Mozzie as, well, I was just going to say Ferrari went fastest, but the Haas went a little bit faster. So
Yeah, and that was the Haas of Sweatback, who was on the wets. The intermediate Haas of Havoc not setting the fastest lap. So it seems the wets are right now are big slide there.
I think those inters, I don't think they're agreeing with this track surface. Look at the slide on corner exit for Havoc. He's having to wheel this thing
This car's
around.
really driving like a go-kart right now.
They really are. It's very similar to that. And I can only imagine, I'm sure he he might have wets on just for a little bit more grip in these conditions. We'll see if if they swap here, what the pace difference is, if he can go catch VNV, or if they just stay 2-3 like this for now.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of teammate teamwork from the Haas drivers in the past, so I don't think they're going to swap. I think they're just going to try and race it out in this sprint race.
They just might, although here we go, around the outside. That looked pretty orchestrated if you ask me.
That does look orchestrated. I retract everything I just said.
They immediately pulled off a team. Look at the Havoc is really, he's going to be so tired after this race.
Yeah, notice how they're sticking to that main dry line still. That could be detrimental to them ever so slightly. They might want to get slightly offline, especially if you're on that wet tire, and utilize some more of the grippy part there.
VNV goes fastest.
Even more slides from Havoc ahead of Prince here, who we're on board with.
Yeah, Prince is going to have the slipstream. Got to be early on the brakes here. And we do see a lot of these drivers using the curbs on entry, which, of course, as you see, even more slides. This first sector especially is so slidey. Everyone is so sideways.
Yeah, these long corners are not really benefiting the drawing of the track here. It's amazing that we haven't seen more spins, especially from Havoc on those inners. He's still sideways ahead.
Yeah, he might be going backwards in the order, but I'll tell you what, he's putting on a heck of a performance right now just to be able to keep that thing facing the right direction on those intermediate tires.
Yeah, let's watch this sector on board with him here and see that, like, the counter steer every corner, every time there's a right, he's steering to the left.
Yeah,
Just a little correction there.
he's full on sliding through the corners. We can see on the bottom there the inputs of the throttle and the brakes.
Just a little bit. There we go. Build those RPMs. Just barely shift up, down again. This is a treat to see. Still not at full throttle.
Oh my goodness.
This final corner is always a big slide for him.
Runs a little bit wide.
Oh, it runs a little bit wide, trying not to slide there. He now only makes it a full throttle. This is allowing Prince to catch up.
Has been full
No
throttle.
DRS.
No DRS here, just good old-fashioned racing. And let's go. This is the slightest section, I think, of the whole track. So let's see. He's maybe half throttle. Here comes Prince.
Oh, contact.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, big slide.
Huge side-by-side sliding action. He's off the dry line. It's important to note here.
That's beneficial in some cases.
As he pushes Prince off a little bit.
Back on that dry line. Getting a little slide here there.
He's desperately trying to find the traction. Here comes Propaganda as well. Mark in the Sauber. The kick Sauber.
Yeah, the kick Sauber trying to kick it into a high gear, get around Prince and Havoc here. Sliding back and forth, both of them. This is turning into a very scruffy dogfight between Prince and Havoc. We've seen this before with between Prince and these Haas drivers. Let's see if it will pick up again.
Yeah, Prince and both Haas drivers right now in a tight championship fight. 3 points separates Prince from the Haas drivers. It's 45 for Prince and 42 for the two Haas drivers. As Hot Dog, he retired from the session there, and I can only imagine that he had enough from this session after that terrible start.
Yep. Yeah, that was a terrible start from him. Bad luck. He first missed his grid box ever so slightly. Then he jumped the start and then just fell down the order. But turning back onto the main action here, Havoc, who started just alongside him, he's fallen to third, with Prince trying to make that fourth. And Havoc still on these intermediate tires. It makes sense why he's the only one on the inners, because they are not working out for him.
No, not at all. It's oh, caution in sector 1. Is there a car around? I don't see anything. Is there a McLaren going slowly? Is there a ghosted McLaren on track?
There does appear to be a slow-moving McLaren just at the entry of turn 3. There it is.
There it is, yeah, and that's the retired. He went into the pit lane. So we can get a nice little static shot of the track there.
Very wet out there.
It's coming down, absolutely coming down.
Curious to see how it will be in regular qualifying, main qualifying / the race, how the conditions will be. Maybe that's when the intermediates might be the tire of choice. But that could screw over Havoc once again, because he might think that the wets are needed when everyone else goes on the inners.
Yeah, he's on the opposite kind of mindset right now compared to everybody else.
See another snap from him in the penultimate corner.
Huge moment. He's managing to pull a small gap here, 0.5 of a second, as Propaganda has dropped back. So really, it's just Prince right now trying to get into third, which would be a nice little bonus there. So it's, if you're just tuning in, it's 10, 7, 5, 3, 2, 1 are the point allocations for the top 6 here in the sprint. So 2-point swing could be a 4-point swing if Prince could get past Havoc here, and I think Havoc knows the importance of this situation.
Contact there.
A bump there.
Oh, push.
And here goes Prince. Havoc's going to have the inside. Does he have the traction? Prince swoops around the outside. That was a great move. He gets past, and I don't think Havoc is going to have the traction to keep this fight up.
Once Havoc lost it, he lost it for sure. He just doesn't have the grip. He might be able to send it on the end of the main straight. He has a big snap there in turn 5. Or is that 6? I don't know. It's turn 6 through 7. Another snap there on the exit onto this back straight. I think the main straight is the only place right at the end he might have to, but he has to get a perfect exit, which on these inners is going to be very difficult.
Yeah, lots of, I mean, he's keeping it close. Like you said, the only place really to overtake without DRS, or even with DRS, really, at this track. Oh, massive snap from both Prince and Havoc. Havoc's going to have a shot here as VNV goes fastest again. Look at the exit from Havoc. It's not over yet. Here he comes.
Yeah, no DRS, just using some of the battery. We're three to go here, or 4 now, actually. 4 to go.
Into the first
Sends
turn.
it on the inside. Diving against the outside, he has to back out of it, no grip.
Yeah, Prince has
Here's where the
grip.
cars are the slightest. You can see here, look at that adjustment, that counter steer. Just the snaps, you can feel that car just stepping out, and he's just reeling it back in. Into 4 here. Trying to roll through it. He needs that exit, he's not getting it anymore. The second sector is where he's faster on these tires, but this first sector is holding him up so much.
Yeah, it's really tough. It's just, I mean, he has the talent to get by him. He just doesn't have the grip to get there. And it's got to be so frustrating. He's struggling with his car so much, and it's just not repaying him. Oh, my goodness.
Another snap on the exit of 8 and 9 down this back straight here. He's good. He gets right up close under brakes.
He'll have another chance on the front straightaway if he is, goodness, harvesting.
Yeah, he needs to
Prince harvesting. Oh.
Yeah, he needs to clear Prince by the end of this. He needs to clear Prince before they get into the corner. Otherwise, he's just going to lose
massive
no traction.
moment from Prince.
Snap from Prince.
And Havoc's going to have a real good chance here. Was that a dangerous re-entry from Prince?
I don't think he fully left the track, so I don't think they're considering it. Prince weaving, getting onto the wet stuff here. Trying to break that toe. That's the only thing keeping him back.
He'll force him onto the dry line. Oh, contact!
Again. Yeah, not enough overlap there for Havoc. Kind of a dumb move there, in my opinion. But Havoc's gonna... Everyone lives there, so it's gonna be 3 more opportunities to maybe send it. At maybe towards the end of this of turn 10-ish. Havoc's been really good there. And turn 1 2 more times.
This is an incredible battle, and don't look now. The gap out front slowly closing in as we see a fight with Juicy and Chief. Actually, they're side by side, and Chief is off. Well, just as we tune in to watch, that might be a little bit of spectator/commentator curse.
Oh, Havoc just closed in half a tenth on Prince.
And here he comes again.
Full tenth now.
Oh,
right on the exit of 9.
So
Big
sideways.
Snap.
And Prince has the traction. Abe was sideways in the back there as well.
Prince getting it the back end out a little bit there. Not too much, keeping it under control. Big slide there from Havoc on the exit. Into the penultimate corner. Keeping it fairly stable there. Very impressive for him. He's learning how to drive in this rain. Big snap there, though, on the final corner. And once again, Prince
in a great spot.
Trying to break the toe.
Havoc's not going to be close enough to make a move here. At least he shouldn't be. And he's not. He's going to have to try and recharge the battery, try into maybe turn 10, but for sure turn 1 will be his final chance.
Yeah, he needs to get really close there on the exit of the final corner if he wants a chance. He's been dropping back these last couple laps. And yeah, he can't let that happen if he wants that podium position.
Absolutely. All these guys are really struggling for grip. Prince, though. We were just getting reports from Hot Dog that his finger slipped on the race start. So that's why he got the drive-through before the race even started. So that's super
unfortunate. Look at
unfortunate.
the snap here on 8 he has every time. Didn't have it that time. Finally learning the track. He used to be taking a lot of curb there. Taking a lot of curb. This time, big snap. This curb is really hurting him. The curb gets really wet the curb gets really slippery when wet. So he's going to need to be careful. But Propaganda's caught up. Wait, Havoc and Prince side by side.
Around the outside.
Going the third to last corner.
Surely not.
Surely not. Big slide there. Contact.
And he doesn't get it. Prince, now he has 2 unwelcome neighbors in his rearview mirrors coming to the final lap. Oh, contact
there on the final corner. That's going to hurt Havoc's run. But now there's 2 cars to push him. They're going to try and get past. They need to work together if they want past Prince here. I know they're on different teams, but that's the only way to go around Prince. Not going to be enough this time. There's very few chances left in this race here to pass him.
Maybe into 10. Prince has been putting on a defensive masterclass. As you can see, Havoc is full on drifting through this long right-hander turn 3.
Yeah, Propaganda losing a lot of time there in turn 1. Seems he's not going to be close enough to try and challenge. Just barely. Oh, huge slide there from Havoc in 4.
I think if you're Havoc, you just got to try and keep as close as you can. Maybe try and get a run into turn 10 because that's going to be your last chance. You can see on the steering wheel he has almost full battery. Let's go with the telemetry.
He's going to need to start dumping it. Oh, Prince messed up turn 8. Turn 7/8. That's going to give him Havoc a good opportunity. He can't have a bad slide here.
Here he goes. Prince with a
He's
really
barely
good
under
exit.
control. Yeah, it's dumping the battery. Still not enough. He has very few opportunities left here.
He might be
Prince
out of time.
outside. Good learning.
It's going to be so close across the line, by the way. This is for the win. V&V is going to win the first ever sprint advantage. Sweatback, 0.2 of a second behind. Prince, final corners now.
He has the gap.
He's
It's going to
got
be
it.
Prince in 3rd.
Just ahead of Havoc and Propaganda. Abe will get the final points paying position here in the sprint. No, he won't. The penalties promote Blue Brawler into 6th by 0.3 of a second. That's going to be unfortunate for Abe.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Abe. They're losing that final point. At one point, with how close the championship has been all throughout the field so far this season, that point might make a difference between 3rd and 4th. Who knows? Or 4th and 5th, or wherever they end up finishing.
Yeah, it could be very decisive at season's end.
But V&V taking the win. Very, very commanding drive. I kind of disagree
Absolutely.
with that driver of the day there, though. I feel like Havoc
I think
managing on
Havoc-
those intermediate tires. What an amazing drive from him. Sure, he lost some positions, but he held that car beautifully throughout the race.
Yeah, in terms of actually driving out there, I think Havoc did earn that that driver of the day. He was out there wheeling and dealing. That was really impressive. He didn't get a podium, unfortunately, but the fact that he finished even in the points at all with that kind of grip disadvantage was really impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. And to note, these points are not, the points you see on screen are not accurate. That's not the point system
Yep.
V1 uses. So it's 10-5,
10-7.
10-7-5-3-1
3-2-1.
for the top 6. Oh, 3-2-1. It's a point system that's not that.
Yeah, exactly. It's completely different. Let's actually take a look coming into today's race. So this is not taking into account the sprint race we just saw, but it was Prince 3 points ahead of Sweatback and Havoc. You can see it's all Haas and the constructors as well. Very close.
Yeah, the
out
Haas
front.
cars. The Haas cars have been amazing out there in the Constructors Championship. Never one of them outside the top 3, it seems.
Yeah, they're all.
But we turn our attention to race qualifying, where it appears to be dry out.
That it does. So back to dry qualifying conditions. RBN was saying, or VNV rather, was saying that this race was supposed to be wet. Now I'm not sure if he was referring to just the sprint, but we'll find out.
Unsure. It definitely looks a little glossy out there, so it could just be the sun's out, but it still might be wet. Who knows? I don't think, though, the grip will be perfectly there. As we see, who is that? Is that Butters exiting first on the... Oh, that's Mozzie exiting on the soft tire.
Let's take a look.
He's
at
the first one out.
Everyone but
Propaganda's
Hot Dog.
out.
A couple of drivers on mediums actually, but of course soft with this one 18-minute qualifying session, just so we don't run too long. We don't run a full quali session for sprint weekends, so it's like the old rules: one 18-minute qualifying session to set the race, and then we go into the Grand Prix itself. Look at that! It's like night and day out here. So dry, so much traction.
Yeah, all the traction out there. These guys might have to actually relearn how to drive with grip, especially Havoc. It's going to be interesting to see how the times reflect that, though, because the fastest guys in the wet might not be the fastest in the dry.
Yeah, it's
with
gonna
how little practice they're having.
It's going to be so different. I know Hot Dog is going to be a man on a mission here. He got pole in the sprint, finished last in the sprint, was over before it began, quite literally, for Hot Dog. So,
Yeah, didn't
car
even
off.
finish the sprint. That is Blue
Brawler.
Brawler spinning on the exit of 4
Not a good start to your
on
outlap.
an outlap. Yeah, the advanced tire warm-up is what I think he's calling it.
Let's get the lap data up there. Propaganda is the first driver out to start a flying lap. can see.
Yeah,
there's
Propaganda has
traction.
been performing very well this season. Amazing results throughout the whole season, and I think he's looking to capitalize on that even further.
Yeah, got some points in the sprint a couple minutes ago. Now he's looking to get some points in the main Grand Prix here in 15 minutes time. What can he throw together? Aggressively over those curves. It's gonna be so nice to go out there after the session we just had, to have the amount of traction they're having. I can only imagine that the amount of confidence in these cars is it's like driving a whole new track. Like you said, they're gonna have to relearn everything, basically the braking points, the turning points, throttle.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting to see how well they learn this. So I'm guessing the fastest, every driver is going to drop at least a second from their times by the end of this session.
Absolutely, as Propaganda comes to the line first. 1 minute 12.816 is the time to beat. Who can beat it?
Yeah,
And if they
it's
can,
definitely a respectable lap,
pretty respectable. We're
all things considered.
seeing low 112s in practice, as Mozzie, his lap's been invalidated. There's a Mercedes out there. That's Abe. He's fastest in the middle sector. He's got a V-carb right behind him.
V-carb, the PPE truck series of Formula One.
Yeah, pretty much. The Visa Cash App, Red
Racing Bulls,
whatever.
Formula One team.
Exactly. There goes Abe. He's second fastest by about 0.04 of a second.
Yeah, Juicy getting towed by Abe. He starts his flying lap now.
As Blue Brawler with that, doesn't look like that spin helped him. Alton with the 118, so these guys are probably just getting some banker laps in. I can't imagine that's representative of their final time. Sweatback goes third. Only third for Sweatback.
And this could be interesting on the tire strategy, because maybe some of the people here on the medium compound, they don't have any more new sets of softs besides ones they're saving for the race. So this could be an indication as to their race strategy on who might be starting on a new set of soft tires come the race start.
It could be. We're gonna have to find out to see what kind of strategies we see here. Unless it's a wet race, then everything gets thrown out the window. Look at Mozzie, or excuse me, Juicy, who is fastest in the middle sector. Grip looks good through here. I think he just went flat through the final corner.
Yeah, very big difference compared to that wet session. Only enough for fourth there. The entire top four all within
The same
0.05 of a second.
Super, super close out front. Let's see who else is close to finishing a lap. VNV's been invalidated. Mozzie. Where's Hot Dog? Hot Dog at the end of sector 2. He's on mediums.
No purple sectors as of yet. He's on mediums. The only other medium runner, if I am not mistaken, is Blue Brawler, who's currently set a lap. Oh, Clutch also on the mediums. So he's hoping to beat that 114 to be the fastest of the medium runners. Let's see, across the line, he's going to do it. He jumps up first person in the 12.9s. Everyone else in the 12.8s ahead of him.
So he's kind of in no man's land there. If he improves, he has a whole 10th to improve before. Oh, someone else has jumped up here. I think it was Mozzie. He's in
yeah,
sixth.
and if he goes a 10th faster, he won't go 5th. He'll go up to 2nd if he improves by a 10th.
Yeah, so it's all very, very close. The entire top 5 separated by 1.4 tenths.
VNV still on the intermediates. Are we acknowledging that there?
He is. He's also in the pits still.
On the pits in the intermediate tires is definitely interesting. He's waiting till the very end. He's only going for a 1 lap, no banker. Also, that could also be a situation of not enough tires. A lot of people seem to be, might be struggling to get new sets of tires. With sprint races, you don't have as many tire compound sets as on a normal weekend.
And it's
so
a Haas 1-2
here.
as they cross the line
Yes,
at the same time. 111.989. Got that toe from his teammate in front.
Sweatback and Havoc blitzing the entire field here. An 11.9 and a 12.3. They're easily half a second and a full and 9/10 of a second clear of third place.
Yeah, so it's teamwork coming together there. We'll see what Butters can do. He is fastest in the middle sector, but runs extremely deep into turn 10.
I feel like that might actually not hurt him too much, especially with how long the exit of that corner is. It might not cause too much into the final corner here. He lifts off a little bit. Other people have been able to stay flat there. He's not one of them. DRS on.
P8.
Across, only P8 for him there on the mediums. Hot Dog switching to the softs now, but his lap is the fastest lap of the medium runners.
So outlap just now with 10 minutes to go for VNV.
Yeah, VNV sprint race winner, only by 2/10, mind you, over Sweatback in second in the sprint race.
Prince just got
Hoping
invalidated.
to. Oh wow, Prince invalidated. He's gonna have very few times. That might be wasting that set.
Absolutely.
I don't know how many. That's only a 1-lap set, so that's a very new set for him there. Very unfortunate for him with these limited sets. You can't be wasting tires.
Absolutely not, especially as the championship leader down in 9th. It's not where you want to be at all.
Yeah, and then your championship rivals 1-2.
Here's Butters. He's got a slight toe. Maybe it's some dirty air from the car in front. He had a lift slightly there.
Keeping it
Oh,
half throttle there.
he slowed way down. Interesting.
Yeah, no improvement from him there. VNV on his flyer right now.
In the middle sector, the two-time defending champ.
Very interested to see how he does. Sprint race winner, trying to replicate how the leaderboards were in the sprint race for the top two. He had a bad qualifying in the sprint race, or a kind of bad one, worse than he would have hoped for. But let's see if he can change that here for the main qualifying session.
Fastest middle sector for VNV, and we saw him run a little bit deep into 10 like we saw earlier, so that could be the move. Maybe a carry speed, kind of diamond off that corner a little bit.
Keeping it flat through the final corner, keeping everything
quick.
legal.
Good enough for third.
Yeah, still roughly 4.5 off of Sweatback Flame in pole position currently. Provisional pole, mind you. We still have 8 minutes left for drivers to improve those laps, and I have a feeling that they will.
A lot could change. Chief's been invalidated, but he's going to go again here. In the sprint race, he didn't get to do a lap. Maxwell does manage to join here at the last possible second before the main Grand Prix. So he was on his way home, and he made it home in time. And what's happened here?
Seems that the session migrated, so something's up here.
I think we
with
just had
the sessions.
the session crash, actually.
Yeah, it appears
like
we
it.
have had a session crash.
Or I just
With 8 minutes left in qualifying. No, everyone else left before you there.
That is true. Well, we'll see. I just got an invite back. We'll take a short break.
Commercial break.
Yeah, sure. Let's take a. Oh, actually, looks like everyone's here. Maybe I did just
Oh, interesting.
lagged out. Okay. Well, better just me than the entire session. So we're coming back to qualifying. I think there's about 7 minutes to go once we join back in. And we're back. Like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, nothing happened there. Just under 7 minutes left in qualifying. We will see. VNV still in third in the pits. Everyone in the top 5 in the pits waiting till the end of the session here to go out for their final laps in qualifying. Chief having some bad luck in qualifying, as we see. Is that
That's the V-carb off there. Is it juicy? Yes, it is. No, it's not actually. Both V-carbs are off the track.
it very interesting from them there, but yeah, Chief Dankaroo having a bad luck throughout the season. Really, he's shown a lot of promise throughout the season, but never really going his way, as he's currently in 9th, trying to improve on his lap
He got a P2 in Jeddah, but besides that, it's been pretty rotten luck. He was gonna set one lap. He had one chance to set a lap in the sprint qualifying. Got invalidated on the final lap, so he had to start in plumb last. I think he got inside the top 10, but not what you want to run as Clutch gets invalidated as we're watching him run a little bit wide on the exit of turn 9.
Yeah, he's slowing down there. Is that also Chief slowing it down
It
as
is.
well?
You could get an impeding penalty. You want to be careful here.
Well, both the drivers aren't really on laps anymore, so.
Very true. That won't stop the game from giving you an automatic penalty for some reason.
Oh, he's trying to play the slipstream game. No, he's pulling into the pits.
Into the pits he comes as Prince starting another flyer, looks like, on soft tires. So the championship leader.
Yeah,
In
are those
13th.
new sets, or is that a new set or an old set of soft tires?
That is one lap old. So
An old set.
Yeah, I think that's the set he
I
had
think.
when he got invalidated a
Yeah.
little while ago.
Yeah, very interesting to see there how that will work out for him. Mozzie still out on 6-lap old soft tires. He might just be staying out the whole session.
Certainly a strategy. I'm not sure. In top 8, maybe he's trying to do a race run. I'm not really sure. We do have an hour-long free practice session before the races begin, so I wouldn't really advise using qualifying as a race session.
Yeah, but that's still not that much practice time. So it might be that might be necessary to see what it's like on
Very
the
true.
tires, especially the soft. And this is all hoping on the fact that it is dry in the race, which according to was that V&V that said it might be raining.
Yep.
We're not entirely sure if it will.
Here goes Prince, currently in 13th, championship leader. Where does he go? Only 8th. Only good enough for P8.
Yeah, still over a second. Still just under a second off his championship rivals there in second and first. That's very surprising to see. Propaganda. As we see V&V jump up to third. He got his lap in. He's third place.
V&V third, Propaganda. Oh my goodness, near contact on pit entry.
That could be looked at
That
by the
was-
stewards there as an unsafe pit entry.
That was very close.
I don't think he entered in the proper manner.
We just saw the
That
second
could be
half of it, but yeah, there was nearly contact.
A warning.
How close was that? There's only one car on track right now. There's a couple outlaps, actually. I take it back. We're watching-
Prince on what's probably now 7-lap old tires, maybe even. Who knows?
Prince down in almost 2/10.
Lockup there. He's said the lockups are an intentional thing for rotation. That's just an F1 thing, because that makes no sense when you think about how tires are supposed to work.
Yeah.
But it seems to be working for him. He's leading the championship with that strategy as he pulls into the pits here.
and he's done with that lap. A couple outlaps going on. Butters,
On a flyer, supposedly.
that's been invalidated, so he's just going slowly here. Here's Maxwell. He's got 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, Abba and Maxwell not setting laps just yet. Abba's still in the pits. He might not even be qualifying. Who knows?
Yeah, ABA was having connection issues. Prince trying to invite him back right now. Maxwell obviously doesn't want to start 16th. He's subbing for Abe here today at Mercedes. The season 4 champ. Oh,
I don't think he's subbing for Abe since Abe is in 5th.
oh, not Abe. Yeah, you're right. He's subbing for
Chase
Chase.
Tobin.
Chase Tobin. Bissell driver. V1 champion. Chase Tobin.
Yeah, and if you'd like to see Chase Tobin, tune in next weekend to Homestead Oval on Bissell live at 5 p.m. Eastern, where we'll see the fastest of the fast and Vantage try and take on an oval for the first time this season.
First time in the Bissell history that we're going what should be a flat-out oval. That's going to be fun. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I was doing I was looking at some laps here. It seems speeds in excess of 210 miles an hour on Homestead.
So that's
With
gonna be,
no slipstream.
With no
With slipstream, it might be up to 220.
could be 220 or faster with slip. Yeah, it's going to be Very, very interesting, that's for sure. So final laps are going to be starting now for qualifying. Under a minute to go. And already Abe is fastest in the first sector with a car in front. That's his southern teammate. And
Yeah, Abe on the
snap.
exit of 4 got a little bit of snap oversteer there. He held it together nicely. Didn't seem to lose too much time through 7, 8.
We're going to see it.
No, nothing to write home there.
Oh.
Yellow flag in sector 2 though. Who is that?
Looks like it's been cleared up already. Here is Abe. He's down a little bit. Who's that in front of him? Oh, massive snap.
Oh, that's gonna hurt his time quite a bit.
Altum, he's going to have a chance to start another flyer just as the session's ending. Abe's going to be
Does he have
finishing.
the battery though to start another flyer?
Oh, Abe's coming in, so his lap's done for.
The 112.8 is still very respectable in my opinion. I don't think it'll fall too much.
Hot Dog just went to second.
Wow, that is hot dog
Juicy.
not really present.
Just went to third.
Juicy up to third.
Havoc is down
This
to
is
fourth.
hurting. Yeah, this is hurting Prince even more. Prince now has even more competitive times to try and beat if he wants near his championship rivals. Sweatback, he's out on a lap. Can he improve even more and secure that pole position?
He's been invalidated and he's going slowly, so it looks like he's done. Hot Dog
He'll,
is out there. Oh, looks like he's a second or so down. Havoc
And
is
he doesn't
dumped
have that
to
much battery.
fifth. Havoc down in
V&V
fifth.
jumps
V&V.
Havoc.
Yeah, V&V's back up there. Butters, final corners now. No, he's coming into the pits. All eyes on Prince. The championship leader is in 10th with half a lap to go in qualifying. He's got to find time desperately. Needs to go faster here. Needs to improve.
Yeah, he at least wants to start ahead of Havoc. Hopefully, he wants to definitely start ahead of Havoc, maybe even prop Sweatback.
Into 6th. So
He doesn't get either of those.
He doesn't.
Starts ahead of Propaganda in 6th place.
So-
Maxwell not setting a lap. He's not even in the session anymore.
no, he retired from qualifying, looks like. So he'll be starting 16th. Sweatback gets the championship point for pole position. He's going to get a little bit closer to Prince there. And I think, actually, 10.75, they should be tied now after the sprint, if I'm not mistaken. And that's going to do it for quali. I think Chief Kangaroo only good enough for 11th. V&V, we're all done here. And there it is. So it is Sweatback on pole. V&V, the defending champion, 4th. Prince, only in 6th, but he gives himself a chance to make a move towards the front. We'll take a look at the full qualifying order here. Sweatback Flame, the Canadian out front, followed by the man from the UK, from England, Hot Dog. 3 nationalities in the top 3.
4 nationalities even, with V&V representing the global population.
Yeah, representing the rest of the world. ABA and Maxwell not getting a lap in there at the end. Of course, Max did join
Very late.
very late. Sweatback saying that lap he just set was only a 10th off of his time trial lap, which is blistering pace.
Yeah, very, very impressive pace there from Sweatback Flame there, getting his pole position. That is, how many poles is that for him so far in this
I
season?
think that's 2 or 3 out of 4 races.
A very, very dominant run there from him in qualifying. Not being able to make it work though in the race. If I'm not mistaken, he was the one who was disqualified in
Bahrain, yeah.
Bahrain for that tire compound issue. Ever since then, he's been on the back foot, trying to make back points. He's made back a lot of points, and now he's tied 2nd in the championship
he has a
with
chance
his teammate.
to take the championship lead with a win here today, or finishing ahead of both Prince and Havoc. Doesn't necessarily have to be a win, but it is very close out front, and it's just going to get closer.
Yeah, in other Formula One news, Formula One releasing the official track layout for the Madrid, the official
boy.
track replacing
This track here.
Barcelona here in Formula One starting next year on. It's it's definitely an interesting track layout. I personally prefer the current Barcelona layout. But that is the F1 news for the week. We'll turn our attention back to the much more prestigious V1.
The V1 World Championship, brought to you by, well, Vantage.
Yeah,
here on
brought to you by
YouTube.
Vantage.
The Vantage 1 Championship brought to you by Vantage. Just waiting now for drivers to get their final setups in. And it looks like, by the way, that we're going to have a dry Grand Prix. So just a little bit of rainy action in the sprint race.
Yeah, very interesting that that's the only wet session for the weekend.
Very interesting, yeah.
We might want to consult some meteorologists on that, how that's possible.
And this is why they're moving the race to Madrid. Unpredictable Spanish weather here in Barcelona.
So we're just moving it to the even more unpredictable southern Spanish weather.
Yeah, well, who knows? We got some Abe is going to win in the chat. Always Rage says Abe is literally my dad. Here goes the formation lap about to start. And while they formation, let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. The one that we were going to take during the intermission that didn't last that long. We'll be right back.
Challenge for the win. Gonna get alongside him. Off of 4. They touch. They touch. Drag race to the line. Could it happen again? Photo finish. Yes. Daniel Michelle. What a finish. They're gonna go for it. For the lead.
Oh my
3
goodness,
wide.
3 wide in turn 3.
Run to the line. They're wrecking. Side by side. Who got it? Side by side. Right to the line. Who's it gonna be? G for CP and CP edges him out. Those can make him go the long way, and he does it. Big touch. Does he hold on to it? Yes.
Close. But here comes Smitty! Smitty on the bottom! Here he comes! To the line, who is it gonna be? It is gonna be Mike Tyson!
The fireworks are going off on and off the track. Cuts the corner, does RBN. They touch again. A drag race, side by side. And here we go. The photo finish.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the power.
Yes!
So,
Sup, fuckers. I use math to make shit go fast.
Gonna be a sitting duck here. There goes VNV, around the outside, up the middle, trying to get 2 for the price of 1, trying to get 3 for the price of 1, and he does! VNV in the 4th.
and we are back right on time. Here goes Maxwell doing us a little bit of a favor there. Taking his time getting to the grid, allowing the commercial to run its distance. As you can see, the running distance for this one's going to be 33 laps. Sweatback on pole position here. Looking to win another race on the season. Looking to take the championship lead. Here we go. Lights starting to illuminate. 5 red lights on your screen. And we are racing in Spain. It's a good start for the pole sitter. He's going to come across and cover everyone off. He's going to have a good chance into turn 1. Here goes VNV trying to get up. He was in 4th on qualifying. Can he get into 2nd into turn 1? Look at the dive bomb here. Oh my goodness. It's Abe with contact, and he's off. Abe is off. Down the order he goes. Huge pileup, or huge traffic jam, I should say. No, not much of a pileup here. As Chief getting into 7th now.
Abe trying to make the send of his life there. Not working out, as we see.
ABA.
Who is that? Is that a lot of people running off track for that matter? That is ABA is one of them. Butters, 10-second corner cutting penalty.
On lap 1.
That's a big one. Corner 1.
Here's Chief side by side through turn, I think that's 8. This is 9 right here. Chief up to 6, that's a good start. Prince, despite all the chaos, is exactly where he started.
Yeah, a lot of chaos there, and he would have hoped to have benefited from some of it, but he remains in 6th place with Sweatback keeping that lead. Hot Dog losing a bit of time to him as we're seeing Clutch running off the track there in that last hairpin.
And the 2 Mercedes drivers both out of the points. Not what they would have wanted a car off there. It's Blue Brawler going for a bit of a drive to the gravel.
The gravel is really getting moved around here this first lap. We enter lap 2, as at least most of them do so far. And yeah, Sweatback, 3/10 gap now to Hot Dog. That's closed up a little bit. ABA already with a time penalty for track limits violations.
Yeah, not a good start for him. Not a good start for Butters, who got that 10-second penalty on the first lap. But it is a good start for Sweatback and for Hot Dog. Hot Dog looking to avenge his poorest result in the sprint race, as there's a problem in Sector 1. Who is off there? Looks like it's cleared up. But very close racing all through the pack here. Chief the big...
Oh, gap is under 2/10 now for the lead. 1.5 tenths, 1/10, 0.8.
Oh my goodness. And it's
Right on the back, right on the tail there.
Less than 3/10, less than 4/10 covering the entire top 3 as Sweatback runs a little bit wide. Does that help his exit?
It does help his exit. The dirty air here is going to be hurting Hot Dog. He might have to lift just a little bit.
Hear it there. But he's going to have DRS. And so is VNV. Look at the run from VNV. He's got double DRS essentially. Are they going to go 3 wide down the front straightaway? Are they going to split? Sweatback, no. But Hot Dog gets into the lead around the outside. Sweatback was a sitting duck. He plays the patient game. Now he's going to have the DRS next time we come around.
Yeah. VNV thought about sending it 3 wide, just backs out of it, trying to follow Hot Dog. Didn't work that time. He's going to try and get ahead of VNV. He really wants to get ahead of him here. He's alongside going in at 2.5. He might try and stick it around the outside.
I don't think it's gonna
Elects
work.
to hold back a little bit. Next DRS zone up at the top of the hill here between turn 9 and turn 10. 2 DRS zones on this track, one on the main straight as you just saw, and the other one just on this next corner here. We'll see if VNV can utilize that and get around Sweatback.
Sweatback also has DRS. Hot Dog has to place his car perfectly to not get overtaken, and he does. They just close right in. I think we're going to have another crazy drag race down this front straightaway. Already coming to lap 4. There's been so much going on.
Yeah, I feel like if anyone's going to try and make that 3 wide move, it's going to be Sweatback on Hot Dog. Both these drivers, Hot Dog and Sweatback, willing to take that risk in order for the glory of V1 race winning.
Absolutely. What does VNV do here? He is a bit of a ways back as Hot Dog goes fastest. It's not going to matter though. Sweatback has a huge amount of DRS slipstream up. If it's inside, he's going to easily get back into the lead. And Hot Dog, oh, does he? He tries to stick it around the outside. It's going to turn into the inside. And the traction's not quite there, but a valiant effort from the McLaren driver.
Yeah, Sweatback being respectful, giving that room. VNV, though, capitalizing. He's around the outside, going to 4. He makes it under braking there. Sweatback, no, sorry, Hot Dog,
Concedes.
lifting off just a little bit, conceding that corner. Juicy and Havoc further back are battling, allowing Prince to catch up. Prince could try. Prince wants to get around them all them in order to get up to that 4th position and be able to challenge for the win here today.
Here goes Propaganda.
Propaganda on Chief Dankaroo into turn 7. Not a common overtaking spot, especially when Chief holds it around through 8. What a move there from him, defending
really
that
good.
position beautifully.
Excellent racecraft from Chief Dankaroo. DRS from Propaganda. Gonna have to go the long way. Gonna have to go 3 wide. Chief just got split. And there's contact. Chief gets them both back. Abe sent it up the inside of Chief. Chief overdrove the corner. Chief gets right back where he was. Like nothing ever happened.
Chief conceded the corner, allowing, was that Prince and Ultim to get around.
Ultim
and Propaganda, sorry. But yeah, they went deep. That allowed Chief to get the position right back. Very impressive stuff there.
Yeah, you might think that Chief was allowing himself to get overtaken. I think he knew exactly what he was doing there. As Abe kind of sent it in there last second. Made some contact with
look now, the lead. We missed something on the lead. VNV is leading the race.
Oh, that he is. Yes, VNV is out front. Hot Dog still in 3rd. I think that little DRS
Hot
train
Dog dropped from 1st to 3rd there.
Hot Dog just playing the long game. And I think now, if you're Hot Dog, do you maybe, I think everyone, yeah, these top 3 all have medium tires. Do you potentially sit here, just sit in DRS, don't lose time, and maybe go opposite of the cars in front come pit stop time?
I think with how this DRS has been here on that huge main straight, you can see on the track back there just how long that straight is. That main straight where everyone's making the overtakes. I think it might be a situation where you just swap back and forth positions and just don't be a little too greedy on the corners as to keep your front wing in check.
Oh, Prince!
Oh, big save there from Prince. That's
it.
going to allow Juicy to get right around him there. right before the DRS even activates. Both of them have DRS. Oh, looks
got
around the
squeezed.
outside on Havoc.
Oh, contact there with Havoc.
Contact there, huge contact, just completely rear-ended him.
Where does Prince go here? It was a shocking save from Prince in the final corner. He did lose a spot, but he was lucky not to have lost more.
Yeah, he could have lost a lot more. As Abe losing time, it seems he just dropped 2 positions.
Hey, we got a couple of 3 to 4 car little mini packs going on throughout the field. Maybe even 5 if we count Propaganda as a part of this. Here's Mozzie working on Altum. Mozzie just going full time recently. He was a super sub to start the season. Now he's taking over the Red Bull seat.
Yeah, and also note back to that lead battle there. Sweatback taking the lead from V&V as Hot Dog is trying to take the lead now from... Hot Dog is trying to take second, sorry, from V&V now.
Yeah, it's going to be very similar to a NASCAR super speedway race. They're going to be swapping back and forth, slingshotting each other basically. As you can see though, the gap out front, it's a little bit wider than it has been. I don't know if we're going to see that kind of run. I think we will. This front straightaway is so long. V&V
Yeah, the
gonna get
DRS
right to
working
the back.
so well. Sending it around the outside. That's going to turn the inside for turn 2. He's not going to make it work though. But that was like, wow, Hot Dog to close in a little bit. V&V stuck right on the gearbox there of Sweatback. Yeah, this definitely is a super speedway race, which currently in real life NASCAR is at
happening.
Talladega, so it's definitely some Talladega energy being channeled into these V1 drivers here in Barcelona.
Yeah, we're getting our own V1 Talladega special, if you will, as we got a couple of packs going on. Here's Chief. With some
Talladega.
contact. Yes. Talladega indeed. There's Chief and Altum. Altum around the outside. Can he make it stick here? It'd be impressive if he could. It's impressive because he did. As Chief loses a couple of spots there as he lost traction. He goes down 3 spots. He went from 8th, 9th to out of the points. And it might get worse.
This pack here is all very... There's a huge
Oh.
pack here. Right now there's race
Bump and run?
contact there on...
That was a full-on bump and run.
That was questionable, but we'll go with it.
As here goes Abe up the inside. He was involved in that incident earlier. Here's the leaders down the front straightaway. Hot Dog got into second. Sweatback is
Hot
starting to
Dog.
pull away.
Sweatback is pulled out of the DRS there of Hot Dog. That's a very big thing in this race because that means Sweatback is not under threat really on this main straight necessarily.
Absolutely. And I think if you're a Hot Dog in VNV, you see that. And if you don't get back within DRS at the end of this lap, you might want to consider, as it's back under a second, so I'm going to have to eat my words here, but I was going to say they might have to consider working together if Sweatback had pulled away. It's going to be close.
Well, it's back over a
around
second now.
Yeah, it's hovering. Detection point coming
Looking
up.
Yeah, approaching the detection point, which is going to be very crucial. It's over a second.
Over a second right now.
As of the detection point for this DRS zone here between 9 and 10.
As Alton gets a penalty.
ABA currently in the pits.
Early pit stop for ABA, perhaps.
Early pit stop trying to play the strategy game, or
Oh.
he had some damage, who knows.
VNV with a time penalty.
V&V,
That is
that's going to change
nuts.
this race significantly. He's going to need to pull a lot here. Something's going to happen with these top 2 because they have not been in a position where that 3 seconds is negligible.
Yeah, absolutely not. 3 seconds in a race like this could mean, you know, the difference between 3rd and 6th or something. As there you see VNV going ahead of Hot Dog. Hot Dog not doing too much to fight it, of course. Not much you can do in a DRS situation like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, all of this, though, is allowing Sweatback to get right around passes. Butters gets a speeding penalty.
Oh my goodness, look at
10
that! Oh,
seconds
contact
speed.
here! Chief was squeezing
goodness.
him off! Chief is off! He was squeezing Maxwell.
Biblical scenes, caution in Sector 1, Turn 1. What has just gone on here in Spain?
There was, oh, Chief's off there, his front wing. I don't know who's going to be at fault there. Chief was pushing Maxwell down towards the bottom of the track. They came together. Maxwell keeps going.
Shocked that wasn't a safety car there. The amount of the time it took for that crash to finally come to its conclusion deserved a safety car in itself, but we stay green here in Barcelona. Chief, once again, having that bad luck, as I mentioned in qualifying.
That's the 2nd time that we've gone to Chief and something terrible's happened to him, just in this race alone. We had just cut to Chief when that happened.
As here goes Hot
Wow.
Dog with DRS. Chief's going to have to get a new front wing. Problem in Sector 2 is that Chief probably going off there with the half a front wing he has.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for him. Very, very surprised to see that unfold.
That was shocking. Don't look now, by the way, but Prince is closing this gap to the cars in front. It was at or around 3 seconds. Now it's down to 2 seconds. We could see a 6-way fight for the lead sooner rather than later, although Sweatback is pulling away. 2 seconds now out front.
Yes, Sweatback has this lead firmly under control now. I think he's gonna. The only way for Hot Dog to get back up to him is for Sweatback to have a bad pit stop when these guys do come to pit. As we see V&V getting stuck behind Hot Dog there, as Hot Dog has a massive slide on the exit of 9. That's gonna allow V&V to get right up to him, electing to hold off on the move here, setting up for that main straight in 4 corners time. But these guys battling is really allowing Sweatback to pull gaps nearly 3 seconds now, where just 4 laps ago it was under 5/10.
Yeah, it was a massive, task to try and pull away from this DRS train that they had going, but he's done it. Hot Dog goes to the inside. Not much of a fight there. V&V has the DRS time penalty again for Abe. Further back. Look at this.
Nearly setting it 3 wide there, Prince. He gets passed up by both Juicy and Havoc.
Oh, they're coming together
on
as
that
well.
main straight. As Ultim gets 2, it seems like 2 time penalties in a row. Both Mercedes drivers getting time penalties just now. Sorry, the Mercedes and the Williams, both A names, both Mercedes engines. But mind you, a lot of connections between Ultim and Abe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to dig myself out of this hole here. It seems I'm only going deeper into it. We'll move on very quickly, but Hot Dog in the DRS there of V&V. Sorry, he's just lost that DRS.
He has.
It seems something's happened to Hot Dog because he lost a lot on that main straight, and now he's at a DRS just half a lap later on V&V.
All these tires are 10 laps old. Of course, the 3 in the back have pit. I think those are damage-related issues, but the 2 drivers, notably that started on soft tires, are the last of the runners who haven't pit yet. Oh, there's a car off ahead. It's V&V's off there. And Hot Dog has to slam on the brakes.
Yeah, that's going to cost a lot of time. Seems like there was a car on the gravel there, though. That's just a visual glitch with
I think it was.
F124.
There goes Hot Dog.
Hot Dog getting right around that. He just lost the DRS, but he's back in it now and around because of that mistake from V&V. As the gap to Sweatback is now 4.1 seconds.
And growing by the lap if they keep fighting, especially with Juicy coming in on this fight. Here goes Prince. This is great for Prince. If he can get some more points, there's a car off up ahead. Who is that there? That's his teammate. ABA causing some issues there for Prince, almost anyways.
Yeah, a lap down. That's allowing Juicy to get right on the gearbox. You can almost smell the E10 fuel off of Prince there.
You can almost hear his battery being deployed with how close he is. As V&V still trying to close in. V&V's in a terrible spot. He's got that time penalty. Everyone around him's going to jump him if he's not careful.
Yeah, it's almost a situation where it's like, would you want to just take an early pit stop? And looking at the gaps here, 24-ish second pit stop, he might want to hold out a little bit because he's going to be pitting right into a big gap here as we see Hot Dog
Hot Dog's doing
being the one to pit.
He's pulling the trigger. He's going to have to go 20 laps to the end.
Yeah, looking at the times here, he's going to slot in right around, right in between Mozzie and Havoc, it seems. As ABA has another 10-second penalty
for speeding in the
a lot of speeding penalties this race. Butters had one, ABA has one. A lot of penalties here for pit-related incidents.
Yeah, they're racking up those time penalties. Not what you want to be doing. Abe goes into 4th. He hasn't pit yet. It's going to be interesting to see what these guys do. As there's a problem in Sector 3. What's happened here? Oh, it's Clutch.
Oh,
going the wrong way.
He's backwards in turn 1. That's
turn 1.
That ain't good. That very ain't good.
He's gonna get disqualified if he's not careful.
He's just backing up on turn 1, doing some form of a turn here. He's found that gap.
There he goes. We're all good now.
Yeah, he seems to be all good now, but that was an interesting move there, and yeah, Havoc like I said, he was trying to avoid that. Sorry, Hot Dog was trying to avoid that gap to Havoc. He's now battling Havoc.
Top 2 are in.
Down in
Top 3 are in.
6th and 7th. Wow, Prince
Oh,
also
lock
lucky
up.
to hit with.
Whoa! So close. Doesn't look like he sped. But that must have been
What?
exactly at the speed limit.
Yeah, right at it. Prince jumps VNV.
Momentarily.
Seems with that changes right here. Loses a bit of time. Swept back. Where is he?
Here's Abe coming out. That is Sweatback just in front of him.
Sweatback somehow maintaining the lead. It seems a lot of other people pit that lap as well.
Everyone else pit behind
Except
him.
Abe.
Yeah, except for Abe, who gains a big chunk of time, but he'll be having a pit here. Seems like Hot Dog's undercut did not work at all. He's actually behind the second Haas.
Yeah, well, the second Haas, I think, is still yet to pit.
No, he's pit as well.
Oh, he pit, but he undercut Hot Dog.
He did. Hot Dog is ahead of VNV, but only just. Mozzie still has to pit, and so does Abe. So it could be a 1-2 for Haas.
Yeah, Sweatback, he has elected to pit. Abe, Mozzie need to pit. Blue Brawler needs to pit. Very interesting to see here what's going on with this race. It's really spread out. It was really close for the first 5 or 6 laps, but right around 10 laps in, it opened up a bit, and now Sweatback's even broken DRS on Abe in 1 lap time.
As Havoc goes fastest there, and he goes into 3rd on track. Now he's going to be net 2nd place, as here comes Hot Dog with a late lunge up the inside of Mozzie. Different strategies. Surely Mozzie doesn't put up too much of a fight here. Hot Dog has to get around him. He's going to push him a little bit wide.
The fight is there. V&V following Hot Dog right around Mozzie into turn 4. We go. Abe now 1.7 seconds behind Sweatback there. Over right around a second in just a full lap's time.
Yeah, that the tires in that Mercedes probably starting to fall off a little bit 15 laps into this race. Trying to go long, but I think everyone's doing a one-stopper, so it really doesn't gain you a ton of difference.
Yeah, shocking to see this race develop. 2.5 seconds now from Sweatback and Abe as Butters gets another penalty. It's all gone wrong for him here this race. Same thing with Clutch and same thing with ABA.
Yeah, ABA, not the Vantage debut he would have wanted. He is over a lap down at this point, but he is giving it his all. As we see, is that Abe coming in? Yes.
Abe is electing to make his pit stop as Havoc once again sets the fastest lap, this time in the 1:14s. He is closing in on his teammate in the lead. It's a Haas 1-2 after 16 laps.
Hot Dog with a bump to the back of VNV. He wants at least a podium, as the Haas drivers have found a separate gear, it would seem, and Havoc kind of minded his own business. Managed to undercut everybody, and now he's running 2nd comfortably. He could even, like you said, run down his teammate. He's going to find 3.5 seconds, a time penalty for Maxwell.
Yeah, Hot Dog originally was thought to be the winner of last week's race in Canada before some post-race penalties by the stewards dropped him down out of that. There were just a few penalties. Everyone on the grid had at least a couple seconds of penalties. That's why that race result took a full day to get to you.
Yep,
But Hot Dog nearly won that race, everyone thought, before those post-race penalties applied, giving Prince the win and the championship lead, mind you.
Oh, car's off there. It's Juicy. He was battling with
I thought it was Prince for a second there.
Yeah, that would have been terrible timing. Prince could get ahead of Mozzie, who still has to pit, and he's going to get ahead of Mozzie, so it's going to be 5th on track for Prince. Not great if you're a championship leader and contender. You are a good ways off the car in front, who's going at it right now, still with Hot Dog and VNV. Those two fighting it out.
Yeah, he's gonna surely lose the championship lead at this race, maybe even drop down to 4th.
Just might, yeah.
Looking at the points here right now, Sweatback gonna get 25 points just for this race, not including the sprint, not including getting that position, second place in the sprint race. That's going to be another 7 points. Havoc going to get 19, including that fastest lap point this race.
Yep.
V&V only getting 15, but add 10 to that for winning the sprint race.
Winning the sprint.
Yeah, Hot Dog getting 12, and Prince only getting 10 points. That's 15 less than the current race leader.
So a 15-point swing. It's going to turn into a 12-point deficit. Maybe even 13, depends on... Well, Sweatback did get the pole position, so he for sure is going to have that point.
Yeah, and then including getting second in the sprint race, that's another 7 points. So that's 20 points. And then, how many points where did Prince finish in the sprint race?
Prince finished third in the sprint, if I'm not mistaken. Abe goes fastest, though, so that fastest lap point goes to Abe. He's on soft tires, running in 8th place. He's trying to run down Propaganda.
Yeah, so right now for the championship lead, we're looking at a 15-point swing. So that's gonna drop that's gonna put Sweatback in the lead with Prince dropping down to at least third.
Unless he can find some pace here, get some more spots. It's not looking likely. We're past halfway in this race. Prince is running in 5th. Doesn't look like he just doesn't have the pace. He had a much better run in the sprint that was soaking wet, chucking it down. See the lock up there into 10. Just not gone his way.
If Prince wants to maintain the championship lead here, he can't finish behind Sweatback, and Sweatback can't win. There needs to be many positions with Hot Dog with the 3-second time penalty. The first, his first for this race, but not his first in the season after Canada happened last week.
Yep.
But yeah, that's going to hurt his chances now, but it's going to allow the fight between V&V to just be for on-track position, as they have balanced out. And now this is a true fight for position between V&V and Hot Dog.
Yeah, these two are on equal pegging right now. They both have the 3-second time penalties, as looks like Abe got past Propaganda into the first set of corners. That's for 7th place. And through the field, let's see if we can find another battle. Oh, look at that. Here's another battle. Although that is a lap car. ADA.
Yeah, it seems the race is sort of selling to its own here. Pit stops separating them just ever so slightly. I feel, though, that as the tires wear and as some of the people in the back start to have their hard tires.
Oh, 2 cars out.
Own.
What's happened here?
Butters
Safety car.
and Maxwell.
Safety car. And there is...
Oh, my.
Goodness gracious.
Butters and Maxwell. That's
Butters and Maxwell as they despawn, luckily. So that's going to change everything.
Yeah.
Havoc's in.
Havoc in. He wants to get off these hard tires, probably onto the mediums.
Prince. And this is going to leave out Hot Dog to dry. This is going to leave out Sweatback to dry. A 10-second time penalty for Prince speeding in the pit lane. We saw him lock up earlier. Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, Prince locking up earlier, just barely getting it stopped in time. Prince tried it again this time, not so successful. That cost him a lot of time. 10 seconds. Jesus Christ. And with the safety car,
yeah, that's gonna
drop him down to last, basically.
It just might. And there's another 10-second time penalty. Speeding to the pit
Then
lane.
second to last.
So
That's
Butters.
ABA's second or third speeding penalty this race.
Chief coming in. Making sure not to speed. Making extra sure not to speed there.
Yeah, he's going to gain a lot of positions just off penalties here. He still has a clean rap sheet.
That he does. So Havoc and... Oh man, Havoc's going to be in the driver's seat to win this race. Hot Dog has a 3-second time penalty. Sweatback was ahead of the pit lane entry by the time the safety car came out, so he didn't get to pit. Unless he comes in here, but he's going to lose a lot.
That's going to hurt him a lot.
Yeah, same with Hot Dog, but I feel like you almost have to.
Yeah, well, he's on those hard tires, so they are a decent compound to be on this late in the race, especially with how long he's been on them.
Propaganda.
6 laps. He is coming in.
Oh, look at this!
Side by side. Hot Dog pitting as well. Oh my goodness, it's just a traffic jam here. Hot Dog getting back around Prince.
Hot Dog
Right
goes through.
before the pit speed limiter line.
Now, technically,
Wow.
I guess you can pass into the pit lane entry. I think Prince is going to serve his penalty here. Extremely smart from Prince. Will it drop him back? Yes. Yes, it will, but extremely smart.
Yeah, the moves were legal there, but they maybe not have been legal there in the in Prince's entry to the pit lane. But once they were in the pit lane, everything was fair game. But shocking that there wasn't a worse outcome there from that battle in the pit lane.
That's the second time we've seen something of that nature. Someone squeezing in there right on pit lane entry. So huge shakeup of things. Sweatback did pit, so did Hot Dog. They're 6th and 7th. Havoc.
Hot Dog onto the soft tires.
Oh,
He's gonna try and
cook
make
through
them
everybody.
work. Last time we saw some of the soft runners, they were last of the people who hadn't pit yet, so those might not work out. He's gonna get though an early jump ahead of everyone else once we get back under green here.
He's going to have a good pace advantage for the first couple of laps as we see some drivers swapping spots here. Prince, championship leader, coming into today. We'll be restarting in 9th, it looks like. Based on the position of the cars on track, I don't think we'll be restarting this lap.
Yeah, and that's gonna put, as of things shake out right now, Havoc in the championship lead. If the race were to end as it were.
And I have an inkling that it's not going to. I think we're going to see a little bit of action now that we're closed back up again.
Yeah, definitely only 2 retirements so far in that race, which brought out the safety car.
Well, Prince was off there. Under a safety car, Prince was off.
Going very slowly right now. ABA having, I think, one of the worst races we've seen in V1 Season 7 as
I think he's
doing that.
Is his car glitched? I'm not sure.
I think he is. He
yep.
might be retiring. Yep, he has left the session.
Okay, well there he goes.
Being a lap down with 19 seconds of penalty will do that. So ABA is out. That's going to make this a 13-horse race. Once we get back on the green, which I've got to assume is going to be within the next lap. As we're seeing Prince, is he pitting again?
Prince is in again. He did go off in the middle sector.
Onto the medium tires now. Very curious to see what's going on there with Prince. He made 3 pit stops this
In a row.
safety car run.
Yeah, he did. I think we'll be restarting this time by, or at the end of this lap rather. Assuming Prince gets caught up in time.
It looks like he's going to. Just maybe, but thinking back now, what we're seeing these guys trying to warm up their tires. Hot Dog's tire warm up from the sprint race.
Look at this. Safety car is in this lap. There he goes. All eyes are going to be on Havoc. And V&V is going to have the that 3-second time penalty. Juicy could steal a win here. Mozzie could steal. We can see a couple of first-time winners here in V1.
Yeah, a lot of potential people in the win with the chance at the win here. Everyone's going to be right up to each other as we're seeing even more weird stuff from the Alpines. ABA isn't supposed to be in this race right now. I don't know why how he's on track
I don't know, yeah,
and how he's ahead of Prince.
But here we go. Racing once again. It's a good restart. Look at this. V&V's all over him. Safety car is in. Green flag back in the air. No DRS for this first lap, but it should be available the next lap. Lap 23 of 33. The top 2 get a good start. Already seeing a challenge. Sweatback and Hot Dog. Those 2 had to pit. They were caught out.
Yeah, V&V still with that 3-second time penalty. That's going to hurt him a lot in the end here, especially after the safety car. They have 10 laps of racing here, and he has 10 laps to try and get as big of a gap to the car behind him as possible. Yellow flag in sector 2.
What was going on there?
Unsure who that's for. It seems to have already cleared.
Look at the side-by-side action.
Oh, wow. Sweatback getting around Mozzie on the entry of turn 7.
Oh, huge contact there! Mozzie's
man.
out of the wall, or into the wall, out of the race. Hot Dog is.
He
fine.
stays in, but very big here. Is there a safety car out? I think there is. The safety car does appear to be out once again.
Safety car out on track.
Wow.
Massive coming
Mozzie
together.
out of this race. Now, what does that mean for the pit stops? Because this is going to be another 3 or 4 laps under yellow flag. Could we see even more guys elect to do what the Abe is doing and switch that soft tire?
I think the question is, does anyone have soft tires? Here comes Chief. We're going to see what tires he picks. Is he the only one in right now? Gotta be careful not to speed. And he sped. Oh, no.
Goodness, what have we done here? This is our fault, I think.
I'll take blame for that one. We were full.
Yeah, that's on you, my guy.
It might be. Well, he could do a Prince and just come in and serve his penalty as...
I think that's what he's got to do, as he is on the soft tires, it seems. Hot Dog switching to the mediums. Surprisingly, he's still in this race.
Yeah, I don't know how he didn't take copious amounts of damage from that huge impact with Mozzie.
Especially with the copious amounts of damage that Mozzie took.
Yeah, Mozzie DNF'd. ABA somehow retired. I think we're gonna have to score ABA as last place. As he, per the rules, if you're going to retire.
I don't know
you have to-
how. Has he unretired? I'm not sure what's happened here.
I don't know. I think you can chalk this one up to EA. Luckily, it's not a glitch that we saw with Loud Balloon at Canada, where his car was.
Yeah, that would
stuck on
have
track.
been worse. But I think I'm confused. What's just Nick, if you could just like cover up his name with just like a black box. Here,
Yeah,
while
we'll
we're
just-
under yellow.
We'll have to just pretend he's not there. He'll be scored. I think his last, like I said, per the rules, if you're going to retire, you have to come into the pits to retire, and he was on the track, so that's going to be a big old DSQ there for failure to follow procedure. What's going on with Prince, by the way? He's dropping spots under safety car.
Yeah, he might have made some overtakes under safety car when it right came out. Giving those back now, as we're starting to see a Canada-style situation where there's more drivers with penalties than without. As
VNV fakes.
VNV faking, giving them the dummy on the pit stop there.
Nobody bit.
Chief, is he pitting back in? Yes, he is. He's going to
Surely you
serve
don't
that
speed
10-second penalty. Though, interestingly, he went onto the softs there, so he scrubbed a set of soft tires.
Yeah, well, I don't think he was intending to speed. In fair, he's going to get. Looks like
Well-
he has more softs.
Yeah, he has more soft tires, serving that penalty. Very impressive statue mimicking there from the pit crew. No movement at all from them. They get underway here.
They did the mannequin
Tires.
challenge from 2016. Oh, is there a problem here with Chief? There he goes.
Bad.
That was
There he goes.
terrible
Bad
pit stop.
exit there from him. Long
Typical
stop. But we're
Ferrari.
under safety car, so it doesn't hurt him that much.
No, it doesn't. He's going to have to hurry on up if he wants to catch up to these guys. Will we see safety car in this lap? Everyone is here except for Chief, who I'm sure will be going full pelt around this track on his soft tires.
Yeah, definitely. As we're going to get around 7 laps left in this race, give or take once we get back under green.
Assuming there's no
Which
more
I-
safety cars.
Which at this point, there's no guarantee on that. There could be so many safety cars that Hot Dog somehow gets back up to might recover from that mistake caused
Good.
that caused the last one.
VNV, I'm sure he's wishing he didn't have that penalty right now. Same for Abe, who's in a really good position. Up in the 4th, he does have that penalty, but he could get some pretty good spots. He was running around 7th or 6th before all these safety cars came out.
So, in my opinion, the guy in the best position right now is Juicy.
Absolutely. Without a doubt, he could steal one here. Look at this, the slowing of the pack from Havoc.
Yeah, this is looking very reminiscent of Max Verstappen back in like 2021, 2020, back before the new safety car restart rules were put in place
Because of Max Verstappen. Might I add.
because of Max Verstappen.
All right, here
When
we go.
is Havoc going to elect to go? He had some practice last one. He goes now.
No, he
Wait,
doesn't.
no, not yet.
Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. It's an awful restart. Look at VNV. He's all over him. He might get there before the line. He doesn't, but he's going to be alongside him. And here comes Juicy as well. Here comes Abe. They're going to go 3 wide. Oh, surely this doesn't end well. Oh, goodness.
Keep it
Contact.
green.
Juicy. Car off
Juicy's
again.
around.
Who's that off? That's Prince is off.
We stay
Havoc's
green. We
down.
stay green.
Havoc's out of the lead. Juicy in his second. There's a big gap as we see. Oh, my goodness. Here comes everybody. Are they still alive?
V&V taking the lead from Havoc. Everyone seems to still be alive. Hot Dog making it around Blue Brawler. Already up to 8th. He's gained 4 positions in 5 corners time.
Absolutely incredible stuff. Prince, somehow, I feel like every time we look at Prince, he's just in 6th place no matter what happens.
Yeah, Prince, 6th place, seems to be his home. He's trying to change that gap to 5th. Abe is ahead of him with that penalty as Propaganda with the 3-second penalty on 4 multiple warnings. It's all coming together here on lap 26 in Spain.
Yeah, everything's kicking off here. There was a terrible restart from Havoc. He's only down to 2nd though, so he's gonna have a chance to fight back here. 7 to go. Chief, remember, was on those soft tires. He is in 11th, so he passed Altum. DRS will be enabled.
DRS enabled with Havoc. He has a clean car. As we see, was that Altum they were pulling into the pits with wing damage?
It could be, or is it Clutch?
Might
Here
be
goes
Clutch. I'm
Sweatback.
pretty sure it actually was Clutch.
Oh, we're on the outside of
Sweatback
3.
around Clutch's teammate, Juicy.
Doesn't quite get it to stick. Juicy trying to get a podium here. He's harvesting. Runs a little bit too deep into the corner. But luckily the exit is just as wide.
Looking at the gaps here, it seems like V&V will drop down to 4th position. Now 5th position.
Yeah, it could be really bad if this gap doesn't grow here. V&V's got to get a move on. He's got 6 laps to do it. It's possible, but Havoc is a very quick driver. He's still within DRS. So there's no real need to push the issue if you're Havoc. Just got to stay within 3 seconds. Just got to make sure you don't get your time penalty yourself.
Yeah, which it seems to be very difficult for this whole field to not get those time penalties, especially in this final sector here where you're running so close to the track limits.
Very, very close. And remember, I think it's always important to race like the cars in front of you could get their time penalties removed as Hot Dog goes fastest on the medium tire. Everyone here has DRS on board with the de facto championship leader, Prince. Here goes Havoc. No, Sweatback, excuse me. Sweatback into 3rd. They're almost 3 wide in turn 3.
They're 3 wide. Clean it up now and into 3.
Look at the cutback. Oh,
Juicy
incredible.
back up into that podium. Abe follows him. Sweatback falling down to 5th.
Prince follows him. Here comes Prince. Here comes Abe. Here comes Propaganda. Contact. Here comes Hot Dog.
Propaganda loses an end plate. That's going to allow Hot Dog to get right around him.
And here comes Hot Dog. Aggressively trying to get... Oh, it's Prince got the time penalty. Where's he going? We saw it happen there.
That's going to hurt Prince a lot there. Prince having
Havoc.
not the good race as we see Havoc in turn 10. Before turn 10, mind you, get around VNV and back into this lead. Though that's going to put VNV with DRS. Detection zone is in a corner and a half.
I think he'll be there, barring a huge mistake here from VNV. He's going to have DRS. That dirty air forcing him to shift down and lift in the final corner. Havoc goes fastest. Abe gets a time penalty. VNV gets DRS and the lead into turn number 1.
With a time penalty. We're down to 3 clean cars in this race, and they're 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And Havoc is the only one actually gonna capitalize on that penalty.
Looks like it. Abe's gonna jump back massively. Everyone behind him has 3s. He's got a 6. Sweatback trying to get into the podium spot. Juicy, by the way, being pretty nice so far.
Yeah, Juicy running definitely a season best, it seems, right here. In 3rd, which could turn into 2nd if he can close in 7 more tenths on the leader here.
All he's got to do is keep it clean, put the foot to the floor, hope that Sweatback or any of these other guys behind him don't use the DRS to close it. Look at them screaming out of turn 9.
Yeah, Propaganda still, it seems, with that damage, not electing to pit. As we are going on to the 4 to go marker here fairly soon.
Alton with the time penalty. Havoc's going to have a chance to get the lead back here.
Taking a very, very sharp line through there, trying to keep on the throttle as much as possible. DRS open.
VNV goes
He's going to
defensive.
send it.
Nowhere
No,
to
he
go.
holds back off.
Sweatback into 3rd. Juicy. He's going to fight back now.
Yeah, but unlike last time Sweatback got around, it wasn't mid-corner, so Juicy is on the back foot here with that dirty air.
Oh, and look at this. Here goes Abe. Out of nowhere.
Abe right around him, that's squeezing Juicy, hurting him even more. The juice has been squeezed.
The juice has been
And now-
squeezed. The juice is loose. Abe trying to get up there. Hot Dog trying to get a piece of this action. There's a bit of a wiggle from Juicy. He's running out of grip, it would appear. And Sweatback kind of in his own space now. Havoc trying to get the win. Trying to get the lead on track. I was trying to say earlier before we saw some contact that Havoc should be racing rather. Like VNV could get this penalty removed. We didn't see where the track limits were exceeded, so there could always be evidence that VNV didn't actually exceed limits, or maybe he was avoiding an incident. But nevertheless, here we go. Havoc taking the lead on track. And he gets ahead there, back into first on lap 31 of 33. Time's running out.
Yeah, and this is putting... There's still 9... Sweatback and Juicy are still way too far back from VNV to capitalize on that potential penalty. It's not looking good for them being able to jump VNV, but it's looking great for VNV being able to maintain that second place. I was seeing Juicy trying to hold it around the outside in 4, trying to get around Sweatback, not working out that time. Sweatback, he led the majority of this race, mind you. So he is much more down the order. The two Haas's have actually swapped where they ran before this safety car period.
And Sweatback had a dominating performance in Bahrain as well. Didn't win that race, and I think barring some kind of miracle here, I don't think we'll have the chance to win this race either. He'll be lucky to get a podium if Juicy can't get past him. So Sweatback, after putting on a bit of a show here, might not get the win. We're coming to the penultimate lap as VNV through the penultimate corner is within DRS, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move. Havoc goes fastest.
Yeah, it's looking like VNV is just not close enough, as we're seeing Juicy using the DRS to get around Sweatback. Hot Dog started 11th just 5 laps ago. He's up into 5th now.
I think it's going to be another kind of what could have been weekend from Hot Dog. He did start on pole for the sprint as he's trying to make a move here on Sweatback. He does have that 3-second time penalty, but I'm sure he'd want to get ahead of him and try and get that penalty removed after the race, and he does. Sweatback, his pace might be falling off a little bit. Where are his tires relative to the others? So 11-lap old mediums. Hot Dog's on 8-lap old mediums. The others in front are on 12-lap old mediums. So Hot Dog has fresher tires. Chiefs softs, I think they fell off a little bit.
Yeah, they seem to not be working out so much. Clutch trying to get around him here. The only other person on softs is Altum, who is not in contention at all for anything, really.
Well, he's 46 seconds behind the leader. We're coming to the last lap. Are they going to race to the end here? I'm sure they are. VNV is going to have DRS into turn 1. Is going to be close enough to make a move on the final lap. He's going to have a huge snap out of the final corner. That's going to cost him about 5/10 of a second as they cross the line on the final lap of the Grand Prix of Spain here in V1. Where does VNV go? A late lunge to the inside. Does he make it stick? He makes contact. Havoc is off there. VNV is through. Bully ball.
Contact once again there between VNV and Havoc. If you saw there on that main straight, VNV was just dumping the battery, trying to get around Havoc. It works this time, not without getting the elbows out. Havoc might try and race him the same way here. In 5, not electing to make the lunge there, he might make it in 7 or even in the second DRS zone, as we're running out of track here for them to make these moves.
Yep, what can Havoc do here? I don't think VNV would race this hard unless he knew for a fact that he could potentially get that penalty removed. As a huge snap from Havoc. Is that going to cost him a chance here? Look at VNV all the way to the inside, swerves to the outside. Is that moving under braking? Awfully close to it.
I'm not sure if it will be protested because no one was under fault here, but it might be because these guys are very competitive right now. Through the trinultimate corner, now the penultimate corner.
This is it. Battery full on dumping here. VNV to the line. He won the sprint. Can he win the Grand Prix? Crosses the line in first. After penalties, it's Havoc. Juicy jumps to 3rd. Sweatback jumps to 4th. Hot Dog down to 5th. All kinds of shuffling. It's a great battle for the win here. Oh, and contact after the end of the race. Hot Dog.
Hot Dog, that's an issue there, but
It's not how you want to end the race. However,
definitely not how you want to end the race. But
Havoc
what's also
wins.
definitely not how you want to end the race is Altum with so I don't think he's crossed the line yet. Altum is still racing, actually. He has not crossed the line yet.
Altum, yep, he's final corners now.
Yep. And ABA, I'm not sure if he's in the car currently.
He
I
said
don't know.
His console shut off.
Well, so who's driving this car right now? There has been a hijacking here in V1.
There has. So Havoc crossed the line in first, or no, crossed the line in second, but he's gonna get promoted to first. We'll see if anyone's privy for an interview. As Abe gets driver of the day, good on him.
Good on him there.
Lots of GGs going on, and we'll be interested to see how this goes.
Yeah, not a lot of drivers here in any of the voice chats.
Let's get
Doesn't seem like a lot, but we'll see.
that safety car. Yeah. Oh, Cyback saying he lost his spot, or yeah, safety car didn't go his way. Lost a bit of front wing. RBN saying, or VNV rather, saying that he got that penalty due to a game bug. So could that be contested? Could it be protested? Could VNV be the true winner? You never know in V1. Never as it seems, is it?
Yeah, I feel like it seems like EA Sports has really added a lot of confusion to V1.
Just a little bit, yeah. We'll have to see exactly what happened here, but there's the results from the race.
On track.
Let's get the race results here. So there's everybody. 45 minutes in the main Grand Prix. Havoc is your winner on track. And yeah, I think we'll just leave it there. I think it's another case of we don't know who actually won. Havoc did get scored as the race winner. RBN was second, or VNV rather, was second. Sweatback came home in fourth, although unfortunate race for him. But nevertheless, Elliot, thanks for joining us. Everyone at home, thanks for sticking with us through the first ever sprint weekend in V1 history. I think it was entertaining, to say the least.
Yeah, it definitely was a real show to watch. Maybe not have been a show for these drivers to drive in, but we at home definitely enjoyed the action, and we'll be hoping it continues next week.
Monaco, oh boy.
Here in V1.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yep. Wow.
Well, nevertheless, everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for following. Be sure to buy our merch. Follow us on all our socials. We have an iRacing server. We have a regular console server. If you're interested in either, both of those are in the link tree in the bio of this video, or the description of this video, I should say. So yeah, I've been Nico. With me today was Elliot. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.